Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me on Business This Week on ITV. I am Blessing Aichi. When you attend an event and you're wowed by the beautiful decoration and everything put together, and you just say to yourself, I can't pull this off, well, life hasn't made easy because there are people whose job it is nowadays to plan events for other people. So today we will be looking at event management in a pandemic era. You get to meet my guest after a roundup of business activities. Please stay tuned. On Business Roundabout, first story says the federal government has said it is expecting most of the marginal fees which investors bid for in the recently concluded bid round will achieve first oil starting from next year. The Director, Chief Executive Officer, Department of Petroleum Resources, Mr. Saki Anwalu, said this during a strategic engagement session in Lagos with the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative led by its Executive Secretary, Mr. Oji Bunaya Oji. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Prasiva, had said in March that it had received signature bonuses from 50% of the winners of marginal oil fields following the conclusion of the bid process. The DPR had said in February that the government was expecting to generate at least $500 million in revenue from the marginal field bid round. Anwalu said the government was already taking advantage of the success of the program. He said investors are rushing to invest in all the 57 fields on offer, adding that government wants to grow the reserves because the growth of the reserves gives the country global competitiveness, as OPEC will only give volumes based on recoverable reserves. Moving out to the power sector, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) says revenue to Nigeria's power sector has improved since the implementation of service-based tariffs (SBT) that started in November 2020. NEC also said that power users in bands A and B were now paying as much as 78% of their electricity bills to electricity distribution companies since the commencement of the SBT. Consumers in bands A are higher electricity users who get greater quantum of power daily than others in bands C, D, and E. Speaking at the May 2021 Virtual Power Dialogue in Abuja, the Deputy General Manager, Market Competition and Rates, NEC, Alba Terab, said there had been significant improvement in tariffs payment by consumers in the sector. Power distributors had, before the introduction and implementation of the SBT, complained that many customers were not paying for electricity, a development that had often made discos to remit about 30% revenue to the sector. But while speaking during the dialogue, Terab said the current tariffs customers are paying is about 78% of the cost-reflective tariffs, which is a significant improvement, and that is the aggregate revenue that discos collect. He added, however, others are not paying up to that. Terab explained that the service-based tariff was arrived at after several consultations with power distributors and stakeholders. Moving on, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission says the revenue to Nigeria's power sector has improved since the implementation of service-based tariffs (SBT) that started in November 2020. NEC also said that power users in bands A and B were now paying as much as 78% of their electricity bills to electricity distribution companies since the commencement of the SBT. Consumers in bands A and B are higher electricity users who get greater quantum of power daily than others in bands C, D, and E. Speaking at the May 2021 Virtual Power Dialogue in Abuja, the Deputy General Manager, Market Competition and Rates, NEC, Alba Terab, said there had been significant improvement in tariffs payment by consumers in the sector. Power distributors had, before the introduction and implementation of the SBT, complained that many customers were not paying for electricity, a development that had often made discos to remit about 30% revenue to the sector. But while speaking during the dialogue, Terab said the current tariff customers are paying is about 78% of the cost-reflective tariffs, which is a significant improvement, and that is the aggregate revenue the discos collect. He added, however, others are not paying up to that. Terab explained that the service-based tariff was arrived at after several consultations with power distributors and stakeholders. He said the rates were put together after thorough analysis of the performance improvement plans submitted by DISCOs. Meanwhile, electricity consumers may finally begin to get some compensation for undersupply of power to their homes and businesses from July. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, has said the move comes against the backdrop of complaints by energy consumers that the service-based tariff (SBT), which has led to a huge increase in electricity bills paid by customers, only places obligations on them without appropriate sanctions for distribution companies that undersupply. Under this policy, customers are meant to pay for electricity based on how long they receive power daily, with payment reflecting the quality of services offered and based on a minimum average hour of supply and other metrics. However, Deputy General Manager Markets Competition and Rates, NEC, Mr. Albert Terab, stated at the 58th session of the Power Dialogue organized by Electricity Hub that for now compensation were based on a 60-day cycle. He stated that as the process gets fully automated, the Commission will migrate DISCOs to a monthly compensation arrangement. According to him, customers who do not get the expected quality and quantity of supply will be refunded and downgraded to a new band, while there will be an attendant adjustment on their tariff levels. From here now, we'll go to the parallel market and find out what the Naira exchanges to major currencies in the world. The parallel market concludes business roundup for this week. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, you'll be meeting my guest, and then we'll get to talk about event management. All right, now let's talk about event manager. So meet my guest. She is Helen Izori. She is the creative director of Rural World. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. And good afternoon, viewers.
All right, now let's talk about event management. What does it even mean to be a creator? I want to know that first.
Okay. Way back, we have a lot of businesses coming with. I am the CEO, I'm the MD. You know, when it comes to the world of events and the world of decor, we have a lot of creativity attached. So in recent times, we call it creative director, creative manager, stylist, and all that. You know, because we turn empty spaces to something else. So we use the minimum materials you have in your environment to create something beautiful and put a lot of aesthetics on ground for parties to take place.
Okay.
So hence, somebody that is able to take materials, put them together to form something, or is a creative director.
Okay.
Is a creative person.
Okay.
And the boss, overall boss in quotes,
is the creative director. Okay, and that's who you are. All right. Now, these days, like I mentioned in the opening, when you go to events, parties, social functions, you're just wowed at first with the kind of decorations you see, and you wonder, how did they manage to pull this off? But it's event management limited to just decorating the hall. What does event management entail?
Event management is the umbrella where every other vendor has to come under. Who is an event manager?
Okay.
This is someone who puts an event together. It may not necessarily be a wedding. It can be a housewarming. It can be a groundbreaking. It can be opening of an office complex. Anything per se, but this person or this group of persons come, assess all the vendors, get a space, and also from the clients, find out what budget is available, and being able to apportion this budget to different vendors and having a flawless event.
Okay.
In whatever capacity. It can even be a rally, it can even be a campaign, you know. It mustn't really be like weddings. When you say an event manager, all your minds just go to weddings. Yeah. Well, this person is able to work with the fund of the client and being able to work with all the vendors, assess the vendors, manage with what resources and budgets we have on ground, and have a flawless event.
Okay, you've been in this business for a very long time, so I'm sure you're the right person or one of the right people to ask. How did event management start in Edo State? Because before now, so persons just call friends they know. It's okay, I have this event to arrange chairs, put this together. How did it become a professional thing that is now somebody's job or is a job of an organization to put things together?
Yeah, you're very right. When I started 14 years plus back, event managers were not common like this. But with time, you know, we are also looking at the Western world. You understand? So with time, it kept on and it's getting better. Now, I think the number of event planners you have or event managers you have in Benin, there's so much. So much. But they also find, I know things are evolving. Things are changing. We are becoming digital. And we can't just stay back to the way we used to do it before because we're also watching the world. And this is becoming trendy elsewhere. And I also say most times, even when I come for interviews like this or when I'm talking to a group of person, if you have an event nowadays without an event manager, it's like bathing without rinsing soap out of your body. You find out that even as a decorator, if there's no an event planner on ground or event manager on ground, we keep struggling. It keeps going back and forth. They seize that stress that the client is supposed to have. You know, sometimes when you get to the hall where a party is going on, let's use a wedding for example, you find out the mother of the groom is running up and down, the scarf
everyone looks stressed.
His scarf has fallen off, he's trying to call the DJ and all that. So this event planner comes in, who collates these people, have them in a group, or everything is discussed, no shouting, no rancor, no jumping up and down. You find out that the parents, the siblings, they are all seated, relaxed, and have a fun-filled party, you understand? So it is very, very important and very paramount. And a lot of our school leavers now find it a little bit easier to just delve into it. Even with little or no training, they can start, but subsequently, they can go for seminars, for talk, and for some short courses. And, you know, they are able to just present themselves as event managers and they are able to do well. And it is a very, very important group or part that must take place when any kind of event is taking place.
Okay, we'll come to training proper, but before that time, I asked how it started in Edo State. Now, I don't know where the trend began from in Nigeria, but probably you would know, and how far we have come as far as event planning in Nigeria.
Well, Lagos is always on top.
As the commercial hub of Nigeria,
They are always in front. They buy from the Western world faster. So as we watch them, you know, in Edo too, we watch Lagos like back to back. So we are also learning from them and we're also buying from them. I could remember like 8 years, 10 years ago, when a great event is happening in Benin, they bring the event planners from Lagos. Then we'll be watching them. Who are these people? The way they organize
watch them do the magic.
Yeah. So we have to go for short courses. We have to learn. We have to ask them for mentorship and all that. And here we are. We have learned very well. I must confess. And we are still ready to learn more.
So how's the business been so far? How have people been towards receiving the assistance of event planners in their party organization, events organization and all?
I never thought Edo could buy it as fast as this. So far so well, it's very, very encouraging. People that never expected that could buy the ideas are key in. You find out that a 60 years old woman with just 70 years, say, my pikin, we get event, you know, they are okay, because it saves them a lot of stress. You understand? So it's a welcome development and it has come to stay.
Yes. All right. Now, COVID-19 is something that came and shook many businesses, even when restrictions were imposed, limited gatherings. How did that impact on the business of event management?
I keep saying, because when I say it, I feel that I have to portray my own sector.
Okay.
And I keep saying that the event industry was the worst hit.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I don't want to know what happened in your own sector, but our sector was the worst hit, because most times it has to do with gathering of people at every level. It has to do with some part of it has to do with a lot of partying, which restrictions came and said no gathering, no partying. So we found out that a lot of event planners were redundant. But as time went on, other methods now came, like 50 guest restrictions to only 50 guests to 100 guests. And some states opened up fastly, and there were other guidelines to be used: wash your hand, wear your nose mask, and all that. When COVID-19 came, COVID-19 coming at all have made it very, very impossible for an event to take place now without an event planner. You know, sometimes,
why is that?
Sometimes when things come, it might create a positive impact and negative impact. I feel for the event management, the managers and all that, for their own sector, it was even positive.
Okay.
Because they have to educate these clients on the number of guests that have to sit on table.
Okay.
They have to ensure that their hands are washed or sanitizers are used.
Okay.
They also have to ensure that nose masks are worn. They also have to use every other vendors that use them well, like use the advancers to restrict people without nose masks.
Okay.
They use the caterer to serve guests at a distance.
Okay.
With their nose masks worn at all times, like the drink service people and the caterers and all that. So they are becoming so important during pandemic and after pandemic. I want to be very positive because we're in Nigeria. We want to say it's after. No, Nigerians, we don't ever give in for negativity. So I want to believe that it's after.
Okay.
But I know that the fourth wave and all that is out and all that. But I also want to employ everybody out there. COVID-19 is real and was real, and we should all adhere to the restrictions and to the guidelines.
Okay. Now, in keeping up with the current realities, it must have involved a lot of training and retraining. Imagine, like the food vendors, the event managers having to train people on how to keep distance in a social gathering, in a party, for instance. It mustn't have been easy. So how do you ensure you have people working with you that they are trained on these things?
During the pandemic last year, from March till August, September, October, a lot of training came up. You know, even the event managers themselves have to do online training where you pay 5K, 10K, whatever. Sometimes it was even free.
Okay.
So guidelines came and they had to train people online free. And some people paid. That's how everybody got the training. And as an event planner, you also put everybody in a group. Then you see also sound the warnings and also, you know, appeal to them and tell them, apart from appealing, tell them what to do. They know.
Okay.
You just tell your caterers, all your steward must wear nose mask.
Okay.
All your steward must stand at a distance when communicating with guests. All your food must be served hot and all that. So it's not been too difficult when you have an event planner on ground.
Okay. Now, apart from COVID-19, is that the only challenge that the event planning sector has encountered, or there are other challenges that it's been faced with?
Yes, a lot. Irrespective of the fact that I said we were able to buy from the Western world, Lagos was in front, we all followed and all that. It's still not easy. For like our state, for people to really accept it wasn't easy. Do you understand?
Okay.
They wanted, my sister would do it.
Okay, I have a
do
friend.
it myself, my friend would do it, my church member would do it and all that. Even sometimes you still find out, even as the event planner, they'll say they are calling you for a meeting. You get there, you see this is the Okaigbe, this is the senior man in the family, this is my auntie who knows more about events. Yeah, the auntie will even be trying to model the whole thing up. But we also have to bear, we also have to be patient,
Okay.
we also have to have the drive. You know, it's not by fighting that you're able to pass an information. coolly, calmly, and collectively, we're able to say until we sincerely accept what you're saying.
Okay.
But in recent times, this is not how it is done. Until I will work with you.
Okay.
So you use them. There's a way you leverage on, you know, and you're able to get what you want to do.
Okay.
It's not easy. Then paying for it becomes another problem.
Okay.
My auntie can do it, it's free.
Okay.
And you now, you are coming with workers, you are coming with mood boards, you are coming with
Equipment.
Equipment and all that. You're going to work all night, you know. So yeah, you have to. There should be a fee
For it.
Yeah. So putting this fee to them, it's not easy. So the event planners and event managers have been having a lot of issues with this payment thing. They say, will you not take 30,000? What is it? It's not just to help me plan. After all, my sister can. So we also have issues with this money. But there are some cases in some states and in some countries where a total of 10% of money spent for that event is for the event planner, sometimes 5%. But it's very difficult to drive in Edo. As of today, for my own end, I don't know. I can't speak in totality for everybody,
Okay.
but I know I have an experience. But in Lagos, some people can push it. But budgeting, paying the event planner has been a problem. And then family members trying to take over their job also has also been a problem.
Is there anything about the Nigerian economy or the Nigerian environment that makes it expensive to employ the service of an event planner as compared to other clients? Is there anything here that makes it more expensive than maybe what you get elsewhere, that sometimes makes the client say, oh no, this is too much, we can't afford to put this into event planning?
There's nothing really. It's only that they've not been able to accept it fully.
Okay, so it's the acceptance.
Yes.
Not an issue of material being
Some
expensive and all equipment.
But it's just the general. I don't want that feel.
Okay.
And so there's really nothing extra that anywhere in the world are doing that they can't do here.
Okay. You know, where you have money, you find lots of people going there. When the sachet water business came on board, almost everyone went into it, and you had so many of them, you know, table water and all. So now it's event management. Almost everyone too is an event manager. So how do you, for those of you who have been in it, do you have like an association that upholds standard and professionalism?
Yes, we have. But not only for event planners in Edo, but I know in some states they have for only event planners. But for Edo, we have we have event vendors.
Okay.
We have planners and decorators and all that. We have about 2, 3, 4, 5 groups.
Okay.
And so there you can also share. You can also have trainings. You can, you know, say whatever is happening, their shortfall, way forward, how to move it to the next level and all that. It's all being discussed and, you know, to move the industry in Edo to the next level.
All right. Now, if someone wants to start from the scratch, you know, someone who's never done event planning, who has never even done decoration, the person is just inspired maybe by watching the show and wants to know how to begin, what are the different stages, different level for people to key into this? Some have learned somewhere, but maybe crashed out of the course and want to get back into it on a professional scale. So is there a way to categorize everyone?
Okay. If you are a fresh person, you're just trying to join, a lot of people get crashed, but I do not encourage that. You'll be struggling. Some people may have done in the past and they were lucky, but and they may be talented too, they may be gifted, but I would just encourage you to do 6 months or 3 months training, at least, then have a mentor. Do you understand? So maybe when you have a training in Lagos or in Benin with somebody, automatically the person becomes your mentor. Let's start from there. So when you have challenges, you can always go back, you know, share ideas, you know, and all that. So it is advisable for you to train. There are so many places where you can train, both in Edo and outside Edo. Just 6 months basic is enough. Then you just know what you want and your goal. And getting into the market now, it's a little bit easier than before because social media is doing a lot. Instagram and other handles are trying. So if you're able to do your social media very well, on your bed where you are, it's one sector that you don't even need an office. You can pray from your bed. You'll be so loud, so known, but yet you don't even have a room where you call an office.
Okay.
Because you can do almost a lot of things online, and you know, can do on social media and all that. So use that window, do social media, put what you are doing there. Even if you have not done any work, try give inspiration.
Okay.
Try reach out to a lot of people, tell them that I am an event planner. I think
market yourself.
Yes,
your
market
skill.
yourself and bring some new article every day. I see some people, they've never had a job. They bring article today about what a bride should wear, tomorrow about how to organize a party, and you know, you keep selling and saying one day the person will just see all your articles and say, okay, this person is really serious, let's try. Then also try not to be over the board.
Okay.
Do your pricing a little bit moderate and warm.
Okay.
So that people can, you know, when you start selling yourself, then you can start reaching out, then your price go up. Then whatever job you are giving for the first time, try to put it on social media and try to also do it very well. Irrespective of the fact that social media is doing well, word of mouth and recommendation is still working. You know, we are in Edo. So the person is very good.
We're in Nigeria, we still have this
very good. So,
cultural thing.
Good. That day she was shouting, or
okay.
that kind of a thing. So
try to satisfy your customers. Okay.
Because sometimes they all go back. I saw this person did your job. I don't know, can they handle my job? The person say, no, don't go there. The job is fine, but the wala is much.
Okay.
So try as much as to have a relationship. And also try as much as to network. Okay. Networking is very, very good. So meet one person, from there to the other person. Network with your colleagues. Networking is a key. You understand, you know. Then master your terrain. Okay. Study your terrain. In Lagos, the smallest can be 1 million. The country this is 1 million. You can be here for 4 years, no job.
Okay, so know what obtains in your environment.
What is obtainable. In Lagos, a lot of packaging is being accepted. Okay. Here, some people accept packaging. Here, some people don't. Okay. Hello, ma'am. This is what I'm doing for today. They say, but in Benin, I say, come on me. Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Okay. Mommy,
learn your environment and just how to suit your business.
So they say, hey, she has man, sit down. What are you doing for us? But in Lagos, you say, they say, what crap is this? This is what I want. Okay. Show me documents. Let me see what I want. Okay. So just learn your environment. Know what is obtainable. What can sell you. Okay. Then just grab it and, you know, the market is yours. Okay.
Now, even when we have a lot of things happening online, is it advisable to do distance learning when it comes to event management that is practical?
Very well.
Can one follow up like that?
Yes, you can. You can do.
Okay.
Yes, you can do. Even on decor, you can learn online. You cannot follow one person around or just go to a school. And you know, you merge the two together, you are good to go. Okay. You can learn how to arrange flora, how to balloon act online, so many stuff online. Okay.
Now, some people have the belief that event planning, particularly decoration, you must have this artistic skill. If you are not that person who's artistically inclined, would you succeed at event planning, especially decoration?
No, for decor, you must be creative. Okay. But if you are not creative and you want to learn, there's nothing you put your mind to that you cannot get. Okay. One wouldn't have expected that I would be this creative. And I mean, I don't even know because it wasn't my line at all. Okay. I don't draw, I I read education, first degree, I did education, second degree. Can you imagine?
So what would have expected you to be in class?
Yes, but I don't have the flair for it. And you know, keyed into it. Probably that and creativity, God gave me some. Okay. I was somewhere that I didn't know, but as I keyed into it and put my mind to it, and you know, here we are. And the greater things are yet to come. We are still hoping for greater ones to come. So I think anybody can try it. If you put your mind to it, you can get it done.
All right. In doing the magic, putting things together, you know, turning an empty space into a beautiful place, you know, that people come in and they are wowed, they are surprised, they are pleased. And it also meets the purpose for the event. Now, what's the most challenging? What's the most challenging? Is it to design the concept or colors, matching colors together, getting themes? Because these days, people have events and they have a theme for it. They have color codes and every other thing. What's most difficult?
Most difficult? There are so many things that are difficult. Okay. Which one will I say now? One, first and foremost, I have an issue with budgeting.
Okay.
And sometimes you want to create something, but you don't have the budget. But you can still try and use local materials to get it
Okay.
done. The other one, workforce.
Oh.
A lot of workers in our this day generation do not want to. We just pray for you to have a workforce that have your own vision.
Okay.
No, it's artistic.
Mm.
Kind of sector is not where you just go there, pick some laborers to come and work, like for decor.
Mm.
So you need to train them. They need to be artistic. So when you need skilled workers, you won't say it's easy to raise skilled workers from the street.
Okay.
So that one is also a challenge. Then a lot of other small things put together, our logistics. Then I don't think colors for me.
Okay.
And because before you go in the short trainings you went through, whether online or physical, you should be able to have learned how to match colors
Okay.
and how to go about that. But setup for decorations is very hectic. It just takes days. When you see the outcome, it looks so glamorous, and you are like, it looks like something like fairy.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It looks magical.
Magical. Do like it's simple. Some people come after two weeks. They said they are not doing it. I will start laughing. If you want to set up a hall of 1,000 guests, for instance, if you are not bringing in chairs, maybe the chairs are there. You need nothing less than 2 trailer loads of props and all that.
Wow, that's huge.
For a proper wedding, where you have
2 trailer loads.
2 trailer loads. So for a proper wedding where you have ceiling installations, flowers, you have VVIP chairs, VVIP tables. Some people can even do 4 trailer loads, some do 6. If you are going to put the chairs away, do all your rugging, change the wall color, do ceiling installations, do your lightings and all that. So you need, event decoration is where you need your skill. You need to be educated, you need skill, you need to have a flair for it, and you need to have strength.
Wow. Physical strength.
Physical strength, yes.
Okay.
You can't be creative if you don't have strength, because you're going to stand all night using the workers as a supervisor to work. I as a director, you see me standing all through the night for 2, 3, 4 nights. I'm in the event hall, creating designs. You put it up, we look at it, it's not working. We'll pull it down, take it up again, you know. So it's not for any lazy person. If you are going to load the trucks, you're going to supervise the loading of the trucks. You're going to offload it. You're going to put them together in pieces, because if you put them together bulky, they can't enter the truck.
Okay.
They are in pieces. You have to put them together.
And later set up again.
So you need patience too. It's with people. If you don't have patience, you can't. You need to have patience. You need to have strength. You need to be intelligent. You need to be creative, and you need to have that passion. Passion. When they come to me, I want to train. I say, do you have a passion for it?
Okay.
That's the first question. I say, do you have strength?
Okay.
Say, mother, I have strength. I say, are you intelligent? He said, Ma, I can't say I'm not intelligent, but I know why I'm asking you. Are you ready to think? Because for a decorator, you think above the normal.
Okay.
You understand? And you need to have ideas about a lot of things.
Okay.
I encourage a lot of decorators, the upcoming, I say, you are a star. He said, Mother, how? I say, because as a decorator, you work with wood and you work as a miniature carpenter. You work with paint, you work as a miniature painter.
Okay.
You work with lights, you work as a miniature electrician. So you work with cloth, you work with, you know, you have an idea about almost everything.
How to put things together.
Lights, cloth, wood. You know, if you see a decorator here, you can nail the wall, nail wood, sandpaper, can paint. You can tap majorly, like generally wires to just put up a light.
Okay.
Even if it's not a proper electrician, you understand, you can weld and you can paint iron, you can, you know, no sizes, you know, and basically computer.
Okay.
You know how to do design, you know how to criticize design, you know how to...
So it's all encompassing.
You see,
Indeed, the person must be a creator.
Yes. So I encourage everybody to try it. It's one, maybe when you try generally, you can ask, okay, let me move to this department.
Okay.
Let me move to this session.
You can now specialize in a particular area.
It keeps you really busy.
Okay.
If you're not in your system, you're on the ground cutting wood and you're nailing wood. Or you're in your system, you are designing. You can see, you are always occupied at all times.
You know, while we were talking, I just reflected on what I saw once. I know this event manager. She's a very young person. So once she went into a bush went to cut bamboo sticks and were putting them together. They started painting. At first, I was wondering, what does she want to do with us? But by the time what she wanted to create came out, it was so fine. And I was like, wow, all that process she had to go through. So while you were mentioning that you need to have intelligence, patience, strength, you didn't mention money. Is it capital intensive?
Yes, if you want to go on foreign, some people just believe that to get decor done, you have to buy flowers, buy this, buy everything. No. I've always told everyone that whatever you have around you, you see some people, they will paint tires, different colors.
Yes, I've seen that.
You see some people, tomato cup, empty cup, they'll paint them two different colors. Bamboo that you just say, go to the bush, you cut so many things. You don't have enough flour. Just go, there are some flowers, plants you will cut. For 4 days, they won't wither.
Okay.
They won't wither. If you have the plants, cut so many, put them on an oasis. It can be on a wet oasis. Put your synthetic flowers that you have, few, just put it in between. You have your bouquet of flower. You must not buy the synthetic green.
Okay.
To be
knowing
able to
how
have,
to improvise.
Yes. There are so many ways. Then your bamboo. Just cut one bamboo and try to give it a small base. It can be your flower vase.
Okay.
You don't need to import flower vases from India or from China. Do you understand? So you can lay your hands on materials all around you to be able to create something, and you'll be paid for it. They pay for your crafts, not about the luxury you put on ground. Okay. Some people put the luxury on ground and it's not even attractive. Some people do little things. You see everybody is like, wow. So they pay for our own creativity, not about a number of material you scatter all around. How you are able to organize them, put them well to look attractive.
Wow. All right. On a final note, what can be done to improve the prospect of event management in Nigeria? By even your association, by government, at all levels, what can be done?
I want to talk basically about Edo.
Okay.
I think the frontliners, some decorators or frontliners, have to put themselves together to be able to help the upcoming.
Okay.
In our setup, we call them newbies.
Okay.
They are just about to spring up and they are coming. So whatever we set today, we're setting a precedence for them. We should encourage them, and we should also set a precedent that they can an enabling ground where they can spring from. Then for our clients, we want to beg them that they should price us a little bit higher.
Okay.
Because things are getting more expensive, irrespective of the fact that I said you can use local things. Sometimes they don't even accept. They don't want to see the imported ones too.
And even some local things may be asked to pay, like used tire. The owner may say pay for it.
Yeah, so they have to encourage us by paying better.
Okay.
The government has to, the sector is recruiting a lot of people. We are employing labor. Some people are self-employed, they are event manager, they are decorator. Okay. They should also encourage us. If there are trainings they can organize, sometimes they do. Trainings, free trainings they can organize for us. Then also they can also help to give some soft loans, small loans to encourage. To encourage people that are coming in or people that are already there.
Okay. All right, from all we've been discussing today, I know that event planners themselves who have been watching have learned one thing or two, especially about getting your materials locally, how you can just craft something with what you see in the environment. They've benefited that. Don't worry, you don't need to pay. All you need to do is say thank you, Independent Television, and also thank you, Mrs. Helen Zuri, for showing us some easy way to do these things. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Viewers, thank you for listening. I feel honored.
It's actually a pleasure having you here, being that you're one of the very good decorators, event planners that Edo State is proud to have. And we also want to say that for those who are in the business, you could do more training so that your work stands out and you are a professional, so that the money can keep rolling in. Yes, I know that's one will make you smile and make you happy. Everybody likes to get into the bank carrying something or actually getting something out of the bank when they need to. So my name is Blessing Aichi. Until next week, we'll bring you something different. I ask that you stay safe and be good to yourself. Again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.